Are you currently searching for a new company car that provides the most favorable taxation for your needs? Then this is the top choice for you, and it might even become your new car in the near future. With the Octavia facelift, the plug-in hybrid version is discontinued. Instead, there are two other alternatives. One option is the Superb IV, which is the plug-in hybrid, and the other choice is the Kodiaq as a hybrid. Yes, both vehicles come with the advantage of a tax rate of just 0.5%. So by the end of the month, if you use it as a company car, you save a ton of cash. And he truly delivers an impressive range of features and options. As plug-in hybrids, both the Superb and the Kodiaq are available in the stylish Sportline trim levels. Yes, below that is the version I would naturally prefer, the Selection, and it starts in the plug-in hybrid version at €51,350, a competitive price point. The Sportline boasts a sharper appearance, though it does come with a slightly higher price tag. Now that it's here, I'll go ahead and explain the Sportline details to you. That includes, of course, the black-framed grille along with the black trim right here and naturally the bumper that's entirely painted all the way down to the lower edge. That's also typical of the Sportline and it looks really sharp. What comes at an extra cost is the matrix lighting, which really packs a punch. You could basically do without it. It's awesome if you have it. But even the base model of the Kodiaq and the Superb always comes equipped with full LED headlights as standard. It doesn't look quite as cool as this version here, naturally. Even the Selection model comes standard with stylish 17-inch alloy wheels. You can upgrade it though, 18 or even 19 inches. Yes, the Sportline always comes equipped with 19-inch wheels. No extra cost. The Kodiaq is available in an even larger size. The wheel size extends up to 20 inches, which is pretty much an essential requirement for an SUV of this size and stature. A small critique of the Sportline. The badge has definitely looked much better in the past, hasn't it? It's just a bit underwhelming now. If you see it the same way, just drop me a note in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you'll never miss out on any videos. But back to our Sportline. Here we've got black painted exterior mirrors that add a nice and subtle bit of contrast. Yes, the roof rails are in black. The panoramic roof here, the glass panoramic roof by the way, comes at an extra cost. I might skip that though. What I definitely wouldn't skip are the tinted windows. They're absolutely essential and add style. No matter which Skoda or model you're driving, they simply belong inside every single time, no exceptions. And we've even chosen to include the optional family package here, featuring those convenient sunshades on the rear side windows. That makes it a bit cozier again. And since Germany is an estate car country after all, we also have it here as an estate. The Superb is now also available as a sedan and in a plug-in hybrid variant, providing customers with even more options to consider and explore. Yes, Skoda and Sportline, that always speaks for it, with sleek black lettering details. Yes, and here the IV sticker, it's completely absent in fully electric models like the L-Rock, like the Enyaq. It's really only here now, yes, and otherwise I can tell you it's a very, very clean rear end with a good spacious cargo area that's super practical. If you're looking for the electric tailgate, you'll need to go for the transport package. Yes, that's the only way to get it. Unfortunately, it's not available separately. A heap of cash, but also a heap of cargo space. 510 liters of cargo space available. However, it's a bit restricted here. You're not quite as flexible because we've now installed the fuel tank directly under the rear seat. The high voltage battery is the reason we're unable to lower the cargo area in this section. But for that, there's this small storage compartment here again for the charging cable for the luggage net. And of course, here's the Skoda Simply Clever feature. They're also located down here underneath, as you can see. Fitted. Unfortunately, it's missing here, the electrically powered swiveling tow bar system. Whoever opts for the version with that package included gets a maximum towing capacity of 1,800 kilograms here on the hook. If you need more, it's best to go for the TDI combined with all-wheel drive. That's because up to 2,500 kilos of towing capacity are possible. Welcome to the interior of the Sportline. Yeah, and Skoda really went all out here. It's seriously impressive with this top-notch microfiber material covering everything, even the door handles. It's a fantastic and luxurious touch that elevates the whole interior. It's genuinely high-quality materials they've incorporated here. Black headliner, sporty steering wheel with perforated leather. It doesn't all have to be like that. Even the select trim comes with an impressive and well-rounded set of features. You get this awesome konjac-colored leather that genuinely looks premium and high-end. If you're truly into sportiness, you can't skip the span. Sportline is an absolute must. Here, the transition from the dashboard to the vents is incredibly well done, a standout design feature. What's really cool is this carbon here. It's not genuine carbon, but it still manages to look pretty close to the real thing. Nicely done, especially with the ambient lighting. It all feels really premium. Yeah, and of course, exclusively in the Sportline, just like the real RS models, you get those sport seats with the integrated headrests. Yes, here with, I would almost say it's perforated leather, there are holes, but they're small squares. That then corresponds analogously to the door panels. The seats are electrically adjustable with memory function on the driver's side. You get a massage function, so it's the complete carefree package here in the Sportline, offering maximum comfort and convenience. Believe it or not, the driver's seat is perfectly adjusted to precisely match my height of 1.68 meters. Yes, but even if you're 2 meters tall as the driver, I believe you'd still have plenty of room back here at 2 meters. It's super cozy. You can lower the center armrest here and you can really chill in total comfort, no problem. You can set the sleep timer here. You can just relax. With the roof, you get so much light in here. You've got a cup holder here, a tablet holder, and honestly, you're sitting in a spot that's just incredibly comfortable and cozy. Yeah, that's simply thanks to the length of nearly 5 meters and the impressively large wheelbase it provides. When you press the start button, it always begins in mode E, which is the fully electric setting. However, it also adjusts slightly depending on your current charge level. We're starting today here at 91%. Yes, and it's currently estimating a range of 83 kilometers for me. I have to admit though, preconditioning has been running in the background the entire time, because that's possible here at any time thanks to the hybrid system. You can start it either through the app or set it up directly inside the vehicle itself. That's really cool because it's essentially both a parking heater and a cooling system combined. And they're pretty much always included here, and to top it all off, if you opt for the plug-in hybrid. In addition to the E mode, the driving profile is also predefined. It always defaults to normal mode after every engine start, every restart, and after each trip you take. If I'm cruising along here on this country road at a leisurely 70 kilometers per hour, I have a current here. Power consumption despite the activated air conditioning of approximately 9 kilowatt hours. And that's genuinely remarkable, and that's also credited to the drag coefficient, which has been substantially lowered in the new model. Whether it's the Kodiaq or the Superb PHEV, yeah, you just take it as a hybrid to drive it as a company car to benefit from that 0.5% tax advantage and favorable taxation rates. Yeah, and that's exactly the point. If you've got the electric car practically sitting under your butt, why wouldn't you make use of it? Yeah, I'm driving completely electric. My battery currently stands at 86% with 80 kilometers of electric range. So I'm just driving here normally in electric mode, blending in with the traffic around me without any issues. The combustion engine is still turned off. I'm driving purely on electric power right now. Yes, the wind noise is practically non-existent. The only thing I'm really noticing right now is the relatively consistent hum of the electric motor, the rough asphalt, the tire rolling noise, that's all. Now we're at 125, 130. I'm just going to crank it up as much as the electric system allows. That's 140 kilometers per hour in E mode. Now it's automatically reducing the power output. I can't give it any more gas right now. I'm already at full throttle. I could hit the kick down and wake the combustion engine back up again. Yes, then I'd naturally have the full power available. What kind of torque do we have at our disposal here in total right now? 350 Newton meters of system torque, as they say. The combustion engine itself delivers 150 horsepower, 110 kW, but the combined system outputs are then 150 kilovolts and 204 horsepower in total. That's the combination of the combustion engine and the electric motor. With the combustion engine, quite interesting, a lot has changed here in the new generation. Compared to the Octavia i4 that was available earlier, maybe you've even had it, feel free to write it in the comments. There's now a new engine generation here, and we no longer have a 1.4 liter, but we now have the 1.5 liter engine on board. Yes, that's the current upgrade, which naturally delivers a bit more power, and it's truly an entirely new and advanced development overall. The transmission has also been newly developed. The DQ400 now comes with the additional E designation. Yes, what's different about it? It's a further development, still a 6-speed dual-clutch transmission, but in this case, that's really not the main focus here. The electric motor is located here between the combustion engine and the transmission. Yes, and the transitions between the combustion engine and the electric motor are all much smoother. It's really well executed, it drives incredibly smoothly, and you can barely notice any difference at all anymore, honestly speaking. When the engine starts, it used to shift up and down just a little bit nervously before as well. They've completely trained that out of it now, so it's really a very relaxed, very chill and smooth driving experience. Of course, the travel assist is absolutely crucial. For me, it's a must-have feature in every new car nowadays. Anyone who says they don't need it, I can't understand that. Because I just press a button, it keeps me in the lane, adjusts the speed, and maintains the distance to the car in front. It's also visually very well designed now, everything here in the vehicle. You really have a great overview of everything. You can even display the vehicles to your right and left here. When you go into the active mode in the display, there we have a new multifunctional camera, we have the radar, and additionally for detection on the right and left, there are radar sensors installed behind the bumper corners. They now capture much more of the traffic and provide a significantly broader range of data. It captures much more of the surroundings. My Superb is fully fueled and the display shows a range of 683 kilometers right here. That'll get you quite a distance. Surprisingly, this is achieved in combination with a relatively small fuel tank, as it only holds 45 liters, which is simply due to the vehicle's design and overall efficiency, that the vehicle's structure required the space to accommodate the battery. By the way, in terms of size, it's not significantly larger in terms of space compared to its predecessor, but it has nearly double the capacity. Here, we're looking at a total gross capacity of 25.7 kilowatt hours, which is quite impressive. From that, you can now utilize for pure driving purposes here 19.7 kilowatt hours. Yes, with that, achieving electric ranges well over 100 kilometers should be absolutely no problem at all. I think if you drive a bit more carefully, hold back, and truly challenge yourself by saying, hey, I want to drive electrically now. Is that no problem? Even in winter, I think you'll manage here. Typically, the electric heater tends to draw quite a bit of power from the battery, but it's still doable. But I think here, with that large battery pack in the rear, you don't even have that issue. The next major advantage of the current hybrid system is its fast charging capability. We can now supply up to 50 kilowatts of charging power directly into the battery through the CCS connector here. That means the thing goes from 10 to 80%, fully charged in just 26 minutes. Yep. And at home on the wall box, it's also really quick. Thanks to the 3-phase charger with up to 11 kilowatts, the significantly larger battery here is now charged from 0 to 100% in 2.5 hours. I've switched back to normal mode, yes, and in this setting it accelerates significantly more, much more forcefully in electric mode. In series electric mode, we have around 320-330 Newton meters available. However, these don't directly transfer to the drive wheels, as the transmission system is still in between. It's like a combustion engine, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth gear. And there, the electric motor can essentially navigate through the gear menu and select the most appropriate gear as required. But even in terms of pulling power, I have to say it's completely sufficient for me here in electric mode. The electric motor itself doesn't even deliver that much power, to be honest. Just 85 kilowatts, but when combined with the high torque, it delivers a truly pleasant, almost impressively smooth and powerful driving experience, I'd say, making it a joy to handle on the road. And after just a few kilometers, you genuinely forget in electric mode that you're driving entirely without a combustion engine. When I'm in series electric mode and floor the throttle, the combustion engine also kicks in series electric mode. But once I ease off the gas, it runs briefly until reaching operating temp. It already has it because I just gave it a bit earlier. Yes, and then it shuts off immediately and we're right back to driving purely electric. A key innovation is the recuperation. Thanks to Eco Assist, you can configure it here to automatically recuperate energy in advance while driving on the road. So it really feels like a full electric car. And what's no longer available is the option to manually control your battery, to charge via the combustion engine. This feature is no longer available. However, you can go into the sub-menu and adjust how much battery you'd like to have remaining once you've arrived back at home. When you arrive at your intermediate destination, all you need to do is switch over to manual mode here, set your desired battery level, and say, hey, I'd like to have 50% battery remaining by the time I reach my destination. And it maintains that, calculating the electrical power it can output, the energy it can expend on your entire route once you've programmed the navigation system in advance. So it's very, very intelligent. Everything is perfectly coordinated. From the electric motor itself, you hardly hear anything. Right now, at lower speeds, you get that very slight, typical electric car hum, which is barely noticeable. That's pretty much it. What I'd absolutely recommend to everyone is the massage seats. They're truly a game changer and worth every penny. I just activated them. I'm sitting here super comfortably. Even in these, sport seats of the sport line, we're letting our backs get massaged. And if I want to, I can also adjust my seat heating right here by using our smart dials. So the ease of use, the concept is really well thought out. Everyone gets the hang of it right away without any trouble or confusion at all, honestly. Gone are the days of software hacks and bugs and endlessly digging through menus to find what you need. Everything has been simplified by now. Yes, and the 13-inch display really looks great here. It doesn't obstruct my view when I look out. The digital speedometer. Everything is just as you'd truly expect in a modern vehicle today. When you're in hybrid mode, you definitely notice that it relies on the combustion engine much more frequently. So during acceleration, the first few millimeters, it drives purely electrically, but as soon as you press the gas pedal a bit further, it really kicks in automatically. But the transition, it's really very, very smooth. Even when coasting, the electric motor seamlessly combines with the combustion engine as it kicks in, and this combination feels incredibly harmonious. Also when downshifting, even when using the paddle shifters to downshift. Do you not notice a huge difference? You actually don't even notice when it turns off. You just feel, well, let's say a slight bit in your ear, a subtle and slightly louder tone that comes from the combustion engine. But that's it. I mean, this tuning, it works really well. Now he's back in purely electric mode. I give it a bit more gas and bam, the combustion engine kicks in. Then it revs right up in the correct RPM range for the gear setting, matching the chosen gear perfectly. So that is well done. I personally really like it. I think one massive advantage of the hybrid models is the energy regeneration. When you're regenerating, you can really preserve the brakes. Instead of just wasting your expensively generated energy by converting it into heat, you put it to good use. You preserve the brakes, you charge the battery simultaneously, and the wheels stay much cleaner. It's genuinely a win-win situation. Just switch to sport mode and give it a bit of a push like that, Sporty around corners. Yeah, with DOT. 235 tires, it grips well. We've got the DCC Plus suspension on board paired with progressive steering, so I can really let it loose and push it here a bit more confidently. Despite its minimum curb weight of 1.8 tons, yeah, it can go up to 1.9. It really handles well here. The weight differences, that's simply due to the different possible configuration options. Alright, I'll hit the brakes for a moment. He's doing really well. Disc brakes all around, internally vented. What more could you possibly want? Actually, you mostly drive in a way where the majority of the energy is recovered through regenerative braking. That was the first trick, yes, and the second one follows right after. Nearly identical technology, but a completely different approach to the vehicle design concept overall. The Kodiaq IV, with this, we're going to take a spin next, so come on, hop in quickly, let's go and hit the road right away. If you're not really the station wagon type, maybe you're more of an SUV enthusiast, and that's exactly where the Kodiaq truly stands out. It's selling incredibly well, and the moment you step inside, you'll instantly understand exactly why. You sit here just as comfortably as in the Superb, but a little bit higher up. In terms of the suspension, it's naturally a little bit, I wouldn't say soft, but it just drives in a completely different way compared to the Superb. Despite being built on the same base, it's entirely the MEB-EVO platform. The motor and transmission setup is almost exactly the same. It's really almost exactly the same. The motor output stays unchanged, and the battery capacity remains precisely identical. Even the vehicle weight is nearly identical. When I step on the gas here, the acceleration feels pretty much on par with what you'd typically expect in the Superb. However, Due to the increased air resistance caused by the higher front end, we experience greater drag, which ultimately leads to a slightly less impressive acceleration overall. Similarly, with the wind noise, you can immediately hear that it's just a bit louder. We're now on the same road as before, but the rolling noises, the asphalt sounds, they're definitely noticeable this time. And you've got a bit of wind here, as I mentioned. It's simply due to the vehicle's height and its overall size and shape. That you have a slightly higher energy consumption here is just a given. So right now we're at 94% battery charge, but in terms of range, we're only showing 86 kilometers. To be honest though, the guys before us have really been putting this thing through its paces quite a bit. I didn't reset it, by the way. And the trip meter, it's currently showing that 119 kilometers have already been driven up to this point. So quite a bit to note. Gasoline still went through, and here we have the total overall power consumption since the start. Long-term, 11.4 kilowatt hours. That, I think, is quite impressive to see here. Even if it was just a distance of 200 kilometers, that's still a really decent average. You wouldn't manage that with some electric cars. TDI, TSI, or IV, the Superb and the Kodiaq are two incredibly solid and reliable vehicles. I honestly couldn't decide which one should be my next car. Both of them are just way too good to choose one over the other at all, really. Well, it's really up to you. Are you more of a station wagon type, or are you more of an SUV person? In any case, if you're genuinely interested in a company car, you should definitely take the time to properly inspect it at your dealership. I'm absolutely convinced it really makes perfect sense. And that 0.5% taxation, it's just awesome. The electric range here is well over 50 miles, no question, and the fast charging capability is absolutely flawless. Yes, and the comfort on long drives, it's simply outstanding. I'd be thrilled if you subscribed to the video, gave the channel a thumbs up, and then hit the bell icon to get notified for the next episode. Not exactly the other way around, but you know what I mean. Thanks for watching. I say thank you, ciao, and bye, Kodiaq.